Hello there, everybody, and welcome to Week 11, the final week of the regular season for this year's Pokemon Swish Draft League. We've got some good battles today. First and foremost, though, I'm going to update the playoff situation because I was incorrect at the end of last video. At the end of last video, I said that only one team had clinched a spot because I was just going by the records. After going through the schedule and seeing that some teams play each other, so there's no way for both to win, the following changes have been made. Alright, so as I said last week, Nightmare AC has clinched a playoff spot. They can be the 1 seed or the 2 seed, depending on events today. Squirtle Squad and Mystic Magikarp have both also clinched a playoff spot. The worst they could do, they could still end up being the 7 seed. Whoever loses could be the 7 seed. In the worst case scenario, but they would still be in because 7 make the playoffs. As well as the Fairmont Flygon are on bye week. Again, the worst they could do would be the 7 seed, so they are in. And the main reason the Flygon are in is that last matchup of the day will have Shuckle Squad and Harper's Fairy Haunter. Now, the loser doesn't necessarily not make the playoffs. I'll go through that scenario in a moment. But because those two play each other and somebody, at least one team at the end of the day will have 5 losses, that is why the Flygon get in. Alright, so here's the other playoff scenarios for the remaining teams. We have 4 teams fighting for 3 spots. Those 4 teams are the Great Garchomp, the Pokemon Power, the Shuckle Squad, and Harper's Fairy Haunter. Here are the scenarios for those 4 teams. For the Great Garchomp, if they win their game, they're in the playoffs no matter what. If they lose, they could still get in if they have tiebreaker over the team that becomes 5-5, like the team that loses out of the Shuckle Squad and Harper's Fairy Haunter. Dogs, relax, 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 come on. Sorry, my dogs are going nuts for some reason. Probably something stupid like a fly in the room or something. But, I love them. But, boy, their attention span just... Anyway, so that is the deal with Great Garchomp. Similar, Pokemon Power, if they win, they're in the playoff against Smoochum here. If they win against Smoochum. If they lose, it comes down to tiebreaker against, say, Great Garchomp if they lost, and the loser of Shuckle Squad and Harper's Fairy Haunter. Shuckle Squad and Harper's Fairy Haunter. The winner is in the playoffs. The loser can still make the playoffs if they have tiebreaker over one of those other 2 teams. Now, in the event that the Power and the Garchomp both win their games, then the Shuckle Squad Harper's Fairy Haunter game becomes a pseudo playoff game where the winner will get in and the loser will not. Now, the seeding is all over the place. Like I said, the winner of that game could go as high as the 3 or 4 seed. But the loser would be 8th and be out. So that's how that looks. And we're going to go from there. So with all of that laid out first to start, let's get that first matchup underway. The first matchup is between 2 teams that are already in, so there's a little less drama. Although, Mystic Magikarp still has a shot at the 1 seed if they could manage to win by enough points and get Nightmare to lose by enough points. So, it's a slim chance, but a chance nonetheless at the 1 seed. So, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. For music this week, we're going to do Battle Tower. If I can find it in here. We'll probably do the gym leader music for the entire playoffs this year. Maybe, well, we'll save the champion for, like, the championship battle, probably, but the other 2 rounds will be gym leader. Alright, or maybe gym leader and tournament. I do not want to make a pick yet. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Let's see, they got Entei. Once again, I'm looking at my TV, because A, it's a bigger screen, and B, I don't have the graphics on it, so there's no Magikarp logo blocking the way on my TV. So Entei, Jolteon, Raikou, Vaporeon, and Blastoise. Except for the Entei, Sceptile's pretty good against most of those, but Sceptile's also frail, so we should save it until the water types go out there. Raichu, I mean, it could use Psychic against the electric types, but, like, again, kind of wait and see approach there. Moltres, we want to get the electrics out of the way as best we can. Umbreon has Dig, so it's kind of good. I'm leaning toward either Umbreon or Hippowdon, because Umbreon's just bulky. What's the moveset on this thing again? I know it has Dig, but what's the rest of it? Crunch and Iron Tail with Workup. So if we did Dig, they would switch in a Water type. We'd probably retreat then. So let's start. Let's go Hippowdon, and we'll figure it out from there. Because at the very least, Hippowdon will have the Sandstorm going. Dogs, come on, settle down. I love you, but hey, leave the cat alone. Come on. You don't need to follow the cat everywhere he goes. Come on, you guys were behaving well until I started recording, of course. I love you, little troublemaker. This is one of them. Yeah, you little stinker, I love you too, but you don't need to cause a ruckus right now. The other dog has also naturally come over out of jealousy. Alright, let's see here. Let's see what we're working with here. I would imagine they're going to switch. I can't imagine that they're going to leave Entei in there against a ground type. Are you kidding me? My battery just died. Dogs, I love you, but, like, get out of the way. Get this thing plugged in. Alright, we're having technical difficulties. Not a good time for it. Alright, old school. Can we do this with Joy-Con? Alright, we're going to go with Joy-Con for this battle, and I'll figure out the controller situation in a minute. I'm going to go Fissure, trying to predict the switch. Alright, they did switch. Do we get the Fissure? We get the Fissure first try! Alright, well. Good start there. Woo! Fissure Hippowdon, baby. Alright, they're going with the other water type. Now I'm tempted to stay in and try for another Fissure, but I know how my luck's going to go if I do that. But we're frail. I'm just going to stay in because Umbreon can't do a whole lot anyway. We're gonna chance it. We're going to chance it. Blastoise goes first. It misses the Hydro Pump. Free attempt at Fissure. No good. Darn it. You know what? Go for it again. I'm getting greedy. I want to see a second Fissure. Wow, that had to be a crit. Yep. I was going to say, there's no way Blastoise one-shots Hippowdon there. Well, that's a shame. Granted, I mean, to be fair, the game did throw us a first-turn Fissure. So I guess it's fair that they got a one-hit, like, critical hit as well. But now we get the free switch into Sceptile. So there's that at least. They're definitely going to switch. There's no way they don't put Entei in. And now my question becomes, do I go for the Dragon Dance or go for the hit? I'm going to Dragon Dance. I don't know if that'll be enough to one-shot Entei, but I'm going to take a chance at it. If I'm right, like, if we can one-shot Entei with Earthquake, the Jolteon and Raikou aren't going to be able to do anything against us, and the Blastoise we would Leaf Blade. So this could be the game right here if it gives us enough of a power boost. And if we're faster, of course. We should be, because we're a fast Pokemon, but just saying. Come on, Earthquake. Is it enough? Oh, of course it's not. Just barely. That was with a crit. Darn it. Well, the Sand should take it out, and the recoil. Alright, since Sceptile hit it last, it'll go down as Sceptile knocking it out. Entei and Sceptile trading back and forth here. Oh, it was still big to get rid of the Entei. I mean, not the most desired outcome there, but we got rid of Entei. So let's see, they have 2 Electrics and Blastoise left. I have no idea what the game's going to throw out there. Odds are it's going to be the opposite of what I want. Let's go Raichu, because we get at least Psychic whatever goes out there. Alright, Blastoise. Interesting. If I remember correctly, I think Jolteon has Volt Absorb. Or something like that. It's Static or Volt Absorb. Well, I wouldn't be using Thunderbolt on an Electric type anyway. What the heck am I doing? Oh, do a Nasty Plotter Psychic. They're gonna switch, but it depends. If it's Raikou, it's gonna outspeed me. Even if I do Nasty Plotter. Let's just Psychic and get some damage on whatever comes out. Alright, it is Jolteon. I took that a lot better than I wanted it to take it. Alright, straight to the Shadow Ball. I feel like it usually goes Rain Dance first. That's a good hit. That's a good hit. Unfortunate for us, but that is a good hit. Let me see if I can save Raichu for the Blastoise, like just to get one good hit on Blastoise potentially. Yeah, because if it uses an electric move, that's going to suck for Moltres. Let's go Umbreon. It's not going to do an electric move this turn, but, like, it would outspeed us and probably hit us hard next turn, you know? Shadow Ball shouldn't hurt us much. Yeah, Umbreon's a tank. Umbreon's one of the best Pokemon I've ever had. Like, I've used it on Pokemon Champions, and it's a nightmare. I'm gonna work up because I think they're gonna switch. I can't imagine that they're going to stay in. All right. Bite. Because I have a feeling it's going to start Iron Defensing. It's faster than us. I know Umbreon's slow, but I was hoping we could outspeed the turtle. That's going to suck. I hate to say it, but I feel like we got to throw Umbreon away here. Because if I guess this wrong, and I go for the switch, and they aren't Iron Defensing, whatever goes in dies. So I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait it out. It's going to one-shot us when it's done stat boosting, and then Raichu can go in there and hurt whatever they switch into. Alright, the Blastoise is at max defense. It's definitely going to body press next. If I was faster, I would use Dig here to buy us a turn, but we're slower, so... Blastoise takes out the Umbreon. That critical hit on Hippowdon really being what changed the game, it looks like. And we do know that Jolteon outspeeds us. If Jolteon's the one they put out there, I'm in trouble. It's Raikou. Okay. Oh, it's going to outspeed. It's going to use extreme speed. Psychic on the off chance that we live. Alright. This sucks. If Hippowdon didn't go down to a critical hit and I could throw it out there right now, it'd be a different ball game. Not saying we would win, but it would be played a lot differently. I have to go agility. I know it's going to hurt us this turn, but I have to do it so that we have a chance to maybe outspeed Jolteon afterwards and outspeed the Raikou. All right, we're bulky enough. Okay, that's actually great. We get the Berserk speed, attack boost, and we've got the agility. If we are faster than Raikou, we have a chance at this. If we are not, because right now we've got enough health that extreme speed wouldn't beat us. So if we can do enough with Fiery Wrath here, we have a chance at this. We are faster now. Is it enough? With a critical hit, it's not enough. We get the flinch, though! That is the second time this season Moltres has had a critical hit flinch. Are you kidding me? Second time this season with a critical hit flinch. Game goes for extreme speed to get some damage on us. Fiery Wrath. Moltres gonna come in clutch and take out the Raikou. I thought the battle was over. Moltres gets the flinch to stay alive. I think Raikou's faster than Jolteon, so we should be okay here. We do go first. Jolteon goes down. Alright, can we get by the Blastoise? The Blastoise had, I want to say, 2/3 of its health, 3/4. About 2/3 of its health. If we can get past the Blastoise, we can win the battle. If we can't, then it's going to go to the Squirtle Squad. Do we do enough? We do not. What does Blastoise do? Here's the body press. Moltres goes down. A great performance by the Moltres to give us a shot. Blastoise getting the final knockout. And the Squirtle Squad, fittingly led by Blastoise at the end, win 1-0. So what this does is that the Magikarp now, the best seed they could get would be the 3 seed, depending on how all the tiebreakers go. Squirtle Squad will now be locked in at the 2 seed with a record of 7-3, because they were so far behind in the point differential that even if Nightmare gets swept, Squirtle Squad cannot catch up. So Squirtle Squad will get the 2 seed, and it does lock up the 1 seed for Nightmare AC, so the next game does not matter for their seeding. They will just be the 1 seed. Oh, I guess I'm rocking the Joy-Con for the remainder of this video because my controller was really bugging out. Alright, nonetheless though, congrats Squirtle Squad. Magikarp, still a big congrats for making the playoffs, and that was a nice, that was a great way to start off this week. That was a tight battle. Coming up next, trying to follow that one up. Another game where both teams know their fate, the Farfetch'd Gardening Club, which will be playing their finale for the season today, against Nightmare AC, who has now locked up the 1 seed. I don't know why it put Nightmare AC down there. It does not want to go in the right spot for some reason. Alright, I think that's about right. So let's go. Second matchup of the day. This one would have had a big impact on the seeding if things would have gone different in the first game. But Nightmare has indeed racked up that number 1 seed. Wrapped up that number 1 seed, I should say. So this battle is more of a formality to see what their record's going to be. Same with the Far-Fetched Gardening Club. Since both teams are going to make it, no matter, like, are going to be where they're at no matter what, I am going to be rooting for the Far-Fetched Gardening Club, not just because, like, they were just so good down the stretch. I really would like them to finish strong. Right now, it sounds like they will play again next year, which is awesome to hear. I'm going to go Lopunny to start, because I don't know what the freak is going to get thrown out there. I really don't know. I feel like it'll probably be Rotom. Rotom seems to be one that both the game and I both sort of default to for the leads. Oh, I just realized we do have the Salamence being brought for the first time this season. But, so yeah, nothing against Nightmare. We know they're the 1 seed no matter what, whether they're 8-2 or 7-3. So I'm going to partially be rooting for the Far-Fetched Gardening Club, A, to make my record against the computer better, and B, because I'd like to see them end on a high note. They could put in the Metagross and really mess with us here. I'm going to Mega Kick, and we're going to see what happens. Alright, they're not switching, at least not yet. So no switching. Oh, they are. Okay, Volt Switch. Weird they went that route. Like, okay. I guess it keeps whatever's coming in from getting hurt. Oh, there's the Metagross. We don't have a lot to deal with that. Alright, let's get Whiscash in there. Alright, Metagross went with the agility. That's not super great for us. Do they have anything that can avoid the Rotom? I'm gonna Surf, because I just don't know what they're doing. Like, it could be Rotom. Oh, it could be Salamence. Darn it. Should've gone Blizzard. Well, joke's on you. Blizzard and Surf for special attacks. Alright, I'm not sure Blizzard will do enough to defeat it from a Whiscash, but we'll find out. Ooh, game getting greedy and going for Dragon Dance. I really hope Blizzard hits now, or we could be in really big trouble. Please hit. Please hit. Okay, it did hit at least. Salamence goes down. Okay, we got lucky. We got lucky. Alright. That could have been a disaster. A Dragon Dance Salamence. That, I mean, that could have literally been the ball game. Like, if we miss there, that thing just flies through our team. Oh, okay. Weird that Rotom came out. Was that just to avoid the Earthquake? Like, what is the thought process behind this one? And now it... Okay. I'm very confused. Was the game that worried about Earthquake or something? I don't know. I don't know what to think there. Do they grass or anything? I could go Fissure to be fun. I don't think one Earthquake will beat it. I think it would need two. I'm going to go Fissure for the heck of it. This is the last game of the season for this team. Let's do what we can. Hydro Pump misses, okay? Oh, that would have been so great if we could have landed the Fissure. Oh, no. Not that. There we go. That's part of why I wanted to use a controller instead of the Joy-Con. Starmie trying the Hydro Pump again. It works this time. Please tank it. Oh, wow. Yeah, we absolutely tanked it. 0 for 2 on the Fissure. Darn it, I should have gone Earthquake is what that means. Well, at this point, we have to go Fissure because we're not beating it this turn. Otherwise. Another Hydro Pump. Do we survive and get a third chance at Fissure? We do. 0 for 3 on the Fissure. Are you kidding me? I know it's 30%, but like we had 3 shots at it there. All right. On the bright side, we're making it use up its Hydro Pumps. We won't get a chance to use a 4th Fissure, but we'll try. Starmie takes out the Whiscash, but hey, at least Whiscash did beat the Salamence. Alright, what do we have for Starmie here? Gardevoir has an Energy Ball. We're going to go that route. Oh, I'm dumb. They have the Metagross. I should have... Oh, we'll still get some damage on at least. And we know this thing likes to waste a turn anyway. Usually get... Well, not waste, but uses up a turn to go for agility. Do we have anything we can do to it? Focus Blast is neutral. Neutral. Oh, if we could burn it, that'd be huge. Let's see if we can squeak Sableye in there while it's probably using agility. If we could get a burn on it, like, that could be big. And it won't matter how fast it is, because I believe we have Prankster. So we'll go first as long as it's a non-attack, a non-damaging move. Let me make sure of that. It's not what we're... Prankster, yep. Alright, Will-O-Wisp. 75% chance it works and saves the day, otherwise we're in big trouble. Alright, it works. They left the Metagross in, so its attack is crippled at this point. That's a crippling blow. There goes the Meteor Mash. Maybe it gets the boost from Meteor Mash, though. It did not. Okay. Foul Play is going to hurt the Metagross a lot because it has a high attack stat before the burn. Good hit there on the Sableye. Gets an attack boost. We've got the Foul Play coming, though. Yep. Foul Play, we use the opponent's attack stat against them, so that boost wasn't great for the Metagross there. Alright, Sableye with a knockout. Metagross goes down. Let's see. I think that Sableye's kind of in trouble against the remaining ones, though. We can't burn Blaziken or Rotom, and burning Starmie is kind of pointless. Shadow Sneak. Hey, it didn't use Protect. I'm glad I went the Shadow Sneak. Get some damage on it. I think that's one of the few times I haven't seen the game do Protect on the first turn. The game, the opposing player, you guys know what I mean. Alright, It's going to be faster than us now. Let's go Clefable. Moonblast is neutral since it's part fighting. We can work with that. We're not going to have time to call mine, plus it's using physical moves anyway. So we're just going to go for it. That's literally half our health. We'll have to hope for a low damage roll next turn. Good hit on the Moonblast. I don't think we'll knock it out, but we'll get it low enough that the next Pokemon will have a shot. Going for Blaze Kick again. We survive it. Do we do enough to take it out? High roll, come on. Oh, so close. Well, we're not going to get to attack anyway, so I'm just going to do Flamethrower for kicks and giggles. Alright, Blaziken takes out Clefable. Boy, we had the Shadow Sneak now from Sableye. Let's go Gardevoir, because Lopunny's speed could give us a chance against Rotom and Starmie if we can get past the Blaziken. Big if. Its Blaze Kick is going to hurt a lot. Gardevoir tanks it, gets burned, doesn't matter, we're a special attacker. Alright, Blaziken goes down. It is 2-on-2. If they're smart, they'll put in Rotom, because we get an Energy Ball to Starmie. Yep, okay. Psychic then. It goes for Overheat and misses. Psychic not enough to take out the Rotom. It's going for Volt Switch. And that will take out the Gardevoir. Alright, well that means it's Starmie, because that's the only other one left. Alright, I know Lopunny for sure outspeeds Rotom. It should outspeed Starmie, but I'm not sure. It's gonna be, can we get enough damage on the Starmie here? 70, I didn't take the time to read there if it was 70 or 75. But we need to hit. It's faster than us. That's not great for us. We survive. We have to hit and get it defeated. Starmie survives. That means it's going to take us out with its next attack. Lopunny will go down. And despite the loss, that's another strong showing by Farfetch'd to end the season. I mean, they were playing the #1 team, and were that close to winning. So again, showing that they did a great job down the stretch. I look forward to them being back next year, most likely, and just continuing where they left off and improving even more. Good showing. Congratulations, Nightmare, on the 8-2 season. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think they were 1-2 to start, and then just went on an absolute tear. Absolutely earning the #1 spot. So congrats around, like, both ways around for both teams. That was pretty much a good ending for both of them. Next up, now we get to the teams where playoff games are and spots are at stake. Captain Spearo's crew and the Pokemon Power. The Pokemon Power with a win will be in the playoffs. If they lose, then it doesn't mean they're not going to make it, but it opens the door for them to possibly not make it. So they need the win. Why is it not there? I was going to say, not let me pick my team here. All right. Make sure the other person's ready to go here. All right, what do we got? They brought Steelix against the all-water team. That's an interesting decision. Well, we're going to lead Whale Lord so we can set up rain. We'll figure the rest out after that. Because that's the whole theme of this team is they set up rain and they do their rain thing. 0-2 against the computer so far this week. I had a long week, that's why I'm yawning. Dusknor, okay, so my guess is they're trying to set up Trick Room. Or burn everything. Or both. And Rain Dance from the Whale Lord. There's the Trick Room. Called that. Hydro Pump. Alright, they're withdrawing. Alright. Here comes the Zoomerol. I mean, even if it is water versus water, that could hurt a lot if we get it to hit. With the rain boost. Not as much as I would have liked, but 2 more of those would do the trick. Alright, so this means... Oh, it misses the player up. So that means Whale Lord's faster than a Zoomerol. That's funny. Body slam it again. Why not? For a minute there, I thought it missed player up again. Whale Lord's like, haha, that tickled. Critical hit there. And the paralysis. Whale Lord just being a beast here. And Whale Lord's gonna get the knockout on a Zoomerol. And the Trick Room is over. Alright, we're getting an Uxie appearance. We gotta get that rain back up. That's like the whole theme of this team. Alright, Uxie puts Thunder Wave on us. Whale Lord can't do anything. Alright, well, shoot. Come on, Whale Lord. We're gonna get swept if you just because you can't get the rain up. Three turns in a row of being fully paralyzed. Are you kidding me? Hey, look, we get to play the game. This is not good for us. At this point, I was gonna say, at this point, I have to hope they're greedy, so we get a shot to hit them. Oh, we are in big trouble. Paralyze it or something, please. Okay, we got a second critical hit body slam with paralysis. Wailord survives that attack. I know it's gonna do nothing, but the body slam's also not doing anything. Uxie's paralyzed. We'll see what we can get. We're paralyzed, of course. Of course. We're gonna end up with no rain out there after Wailord goes down, probably. Well, at least Wailord got it paralyzed, so it's not completely unstoppable, but we're going to have some good hits. Like the Night Slash from Sharpedo would be huge, if we could get that, for example. I think we're going to try our best here to wait till it's within range of a knockout before trying to put Sharpedo in there. Because right now, if we didn't get a critical hit, that would be kind of bad for us. Alright, Thunder waved us again. Except at least this time we do have some stuff going for us. We got the Swift Swim fully paralyzed. Also fully paralyzed. Okay, lot going on right now. Come on, we can do waterfall. We can do Paraflinch with waterfall in the rain. The paralysis. Nope, of course not. It just gets the Calm Mind anyway. Man. Come on! We need like a crit or something. Maximum Calm Minds. Great. Well, if we don't flinch it, we are dead. We're close to it. Alright, Uxie flinches. The rain has stopped, which is not great. That means Uxie most likely is going to go first, is my guess. Oh, but it's fully paralyzed. We get our rain dance back up. You know what's sad is even if we get around Uxie, we still have to fight Cresselia here in a little bit. Come on. Fully paralyzed, of course. Come on, if we could have had it like halfway beat before Sharpedo came in. Alright, Lombre is going to go down. That might be enough to at least give Sharpedo a shot at it, though. Alright. Yeah, because these two are both special attackers, so they're not going to be able to do much. Like, Sharpedo's our only shot to do anything to the Mesprit. I'm not going to bother with speed boost because it is paralyzed. We're just going to go for the hit and hope it's enough. Come on, give me the crit. We did not get the crit. That's going to be the end for Sharpedo. That's going to be all she wrote. I'm pretty sure. Holy cow, are you kidding me? I'm such an idiot. I've had the wrong logo up this whole time. I said the power earlier. It's the Great Garchomp. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it's been a long week for me. I am so sorry. Great Garchomp. I don't know why I said power earlier. I had their logos right beside each other. I just clicked on the wrong one. I'm sorry for anyone that got confused there. It is, in fact, the Great Garchomp playing, not the power. I'm an idiot. So stupid on my part. Same playoff stakes that are at risk as the power as well, so that also led to the confusion. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Well, nonetheless, it doesn't matter. Captain Spearow's going to lose regardless, pretty sure. Unless we can get a critical hit that would ignore the defense boost. Ludicolo goes down. I think we're going to have an Uxie sweep pretty much. It's not an actual sweep because we lost the Azumarill, but I think Uxie's pretty much going to win this one alone. Amnesia. It went Thunder Wave. Okay. Interesting choice. I will say we don't have a way to heal, though, like the Uxie does, so that puts us at risk. Uxie paralyzed, though. Okay. If we can get Mantine to full Amnesia, maybe there's some shenanigans that could happen. Very least draw the battle out more. Hurricane. We can't freeze the Uxie because it's already paralyzed. Maybe we can confuse it. Darn it, we missed the Hurricane. Uxie's paralyzed again. Trying to get that confusion to give us a shot here. At the rate we're going, it's going to be first team to get like a critical hit wins. I'm pretty sure Uxie wins this matchup unless we get some luck with the confusion. Oh, darn it. Because we do not have a way to heal. Like, the only way Mantine wins this is if we get a critical hit. Alright, Uxie hit itself. That helped. 3 for 3 on the Hydro Pump. No longer confused. Oh, our special defense fell. We did not need that. And we're paralyzed. I think that one's going to be all she wrote now. Uxie takes us out. Alright, that is a 4-0 win for the Garchomp. The Spearow will finish their season 2-8, which is still the best season they've ever had in our league's history, so they did better than they've usually done. I apologize again to everybody for me saying the power and having the wrong logo up there earlier. That was the Garchomp. Congrats to the Garchomp. They have made the playoffs. Which brings us to our third game, Smooch 'em or Lose 'em, and now the Pokemon Power. I'm such an idiot for having the wrong logo up there earlier. Oh, week 11 of the season, still making mistakes like this. Awesome. Alright, so I have had bad luck against the opponent today. I've not won yet. This would be the most unlikely one for me to win, which is why I'm going to hope it's the one I win. We'll see how things go. I honestly don't know what to expect from the power. Because even though they've used like the same 6 or 7 Pokemon for the most part this year, there's not like a consistent lead option that the game picks. I'm going to go Smooch 'em first because, let's face it, Smooch 'em isn't going to help at all whatsoever. So it's okay if we lose it. Whereas the other 4 could do something. I mean, at least Corphish could, like, Guillotine. We could hope for Guillotine. So there's at least something it could do. The Smooch 'em's not going to help at all. Maybe if it had, what's it called? Lovely Kiss, but it doesn't. Tyranitar's scary because it could get a good boost to start. We are faster. We're going to nasty plot. Alright, sure, Smooch 'em, why not? Go for Draining Kiss. Tyranitar's faster now, and now it's got the second Dragon Dance up. So unfortunately, it's probably in sweeping territory now. Like, unfortunately for us, that is. Hey, you know what? Smooch 'em did more than I thought it would do. Like, it's gonna lose, but it already did more than I thought it was gonna do this battle. Alright, that's going to be a dead Smooch 'em. Yep. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Jinx is the fastest thing we have. If it can outspeed Tyranitar, we have a shot with Focus Blast. If Tyranitar's faster, this thing is a sweep. It's over. I don't think I've ever had a week where I went 0-4 or 0-5, like 0-4 against the computer. We're going to put that to the test this week. Guillotine and hope it works. We're gonna die before we get the chance, but guillotine and hope it works. Yep, okay. Zatu. Our whole team sucks against Tyranitar. Sure, Dazzling Gleam. We're not gonna get a chance to use it, but sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and put did not play for the other 4 power menus, members. I can't, I'm too tired. That's gonna be a sweep for the power. I believe that's the 3rd sweep in the league this season. To be fair though, guys, look at what I was working with. 3 Pokemon weak to Tyranitar. Munchlax can't do anything to the Tyranitar. Our only hope was really going to be Corphish and Guillotine. I probably should have led Corphish, but I also didn't know they were going to lead with Tyranitar. So, like, I mean, yeah. Ice Punch and hope we freeze it if we somehow survive. We won't survive, but if we do somehow. Yeah, that's what I thought. And that is a sweep for the Pokemon Power. Congratulations, Power. You've made the playoffs. That was a quick one. That was a quick one. Smoochum becomes the 2nd team in league history to go winless, joining last year's, what was it? I don't think it was Magikarp Crew Crusaders. That was the year before. Oh, the Whale Force 1. It joins Whale Force 1 from last season as the only 2 winless teams in league history. But they accomplished their gimmick that they wanted to go for both years. So, those 2 different teams. So, alright, our main event, essentially the start of the playoffs. We've got, this is like the play-in game, Harper's Ferry Haunter and the Shuckle Squad. Since the Great Garchomp and the Pokemon Power both won their games, the loser of this game will not make the playoffs. Now, we don't know the seeding for anybody except for Squirtle Squad and... Yeah, except for Squirtle Squad and Nightmare, we do not know the seeding for anybody else. So, we won't know where these teams lie. Like, we won't know where the winner lies until I do the calculations, like, after the battle. But the winner of the battle will be in some capacity, and the loser will be done. So, big game here. We're seeing the Heracross again. This is the 3rd game? Interesting bringing Heracross to this. It's not a bad Pokemon, but there wasn't a whole lot. Like, I mean, look at the 5 selected here. I don't think Heracross can really do a whole lot this battle. I'm really worried about the Latios, or else I'd throw Machamp out there first. Zapdos can kind of fight, well, not kind of, literally fight everything. We'll throw Zapdos out there first and kind of see where it goes. Alright, well, normally I would say Shuckle Squad has the advantage with me at the helm, but I've lost all 4 previous matches this week to the computer. Granted, some of them, like Smooch 'em or Lose 'em, a lot harder to win with than others. Well, they're going with the Charizard first. That's probably going to be a switch. I can't imagine that, like, being what they stick with. Nonetheless, we're going to Rain Dance. We've got Hurricane and Thunder set up. Latios. We can hit that pretty hard with with Hurricane. I don't think it has anything that we're like weak against particularly. Unless it has Ice Beam. I don't think it has Ice Beam, though, if I remember correctly. If I remember from last year, I believe it does not have the Ice Beam. Because I think it had Surf instead. And nothing else wants to fight it. Weak to Psychic, weak to Psychic, weak to Psychic, weak to Dragon. So if it does have Ice Beam, we wouldn't want to switch anyway. So we're going to Hurricane and see what happens. It does not have Ice Beam, or else it would not have gone Psychic there. Oh, that was a really good hit. Of course it gets the special defense drop on the first try. That was a good Hurricane. We did not get the confusion. Ah. Man, I was going to say there's a chance on a low roll we survive another hit from Latios, but it got that defense drop. So we either sack something off to try and save Zapdos, or Zapdos goes down. As Water Absorb instead of Swift Swim, so that's not going to help. No Guard's bad for us here. So we'll look at Cursed Body Gengar. Or Socks. What's the rest of their team look like? Do we need Zapdos for this? It'd be great against the Charizard, but we could work around it with, like, Poliwrath. I think we can do this without it. We're gonna hope. As I said, I didn't think we would survive, but we're gonna hope that the other Pokemon could come through for us. That was really unfortunate that on the very first turn, like the very first turn it got hit, we had a defense drop. It's going to be faster than everything we have. So we're just going to go... Dragonite's the only one that I think it won't one-shot. I don't think Hurricane will do enough. We're going to have to chance it on Dragon Rush hitting. Dragon Rush is 75% accurate. So I think even with Dragon Dance, Latios may still be faster than us. So we're going to chance it and hope for the best. Of course, we got to survive an attack first. If it gets a crit or something, it doesn't matter. Dragonite survives. Come on, land the hit. Oh. Unlucky there. That sucks. Let me look something up on my phone here real quick. Okay, Latios is fast enough that we would not have outsped it with the Dragon Dance. So at least I did make the right call there. Just unfortunate that the Dragon Rush did not hit. And now the question becomes, can we do anything to Latios, or is this going to be a sweep? If Gengar was faster, I would say we could Destiny Bond. But the Latios is going to outspeed us. Is there any chance of anyone surviving a hit? 83's a weak. 105 special defense, maybe. I'm going to try for Machamp. If Machamp can survive the hit, we can hit it back with Darkest Lariat. If it doesn't survive, then we know Gengar and all them wouldn't either. I mean, I know Gengar wouldn't, but we know the others don't have any hope either. Machamp goes down. Okay, I think this is over now. It's just going to Psychic everything that we've got left. Yep, outsped us. I was right about that. This is where I wish we had items in our league, because then we could have, like, Focus Sash to have a chance or something. On the off chance we survive. We won't, but in case the game does something stupid like Dragon Pulse instead of Psychic or something. Yeah, I didn't think it would, but... Alright. Well, after starting out with 2 close battles to start the day, we had 2 sweeps and an almost sweep. So it looks like the Shuckle Squad will finish the season 5-5. They were a very good team. Unfortunate little snag in the road with that schedule down the stretch, but they still had a good team. Hopefully they'll want to play again next year. But for the time being, I'm going to pause the video so I can figure out the standings and what seed everyone is. So I'll be back in just a moment. Hello everybody, I'm back. We've got the updated standings. So this is how things finish out. Shuckle Squad finishing 5-5, just missing the cut to make the playoffs. So the way the seeding worked out, we actually had a 4-way tie for 4th place. And I'll explain how we determined seeds through 4 through 7 here in a second. Nightmare AC, congrats on getting the 1 seed at 8-2. Squirtle Squad getting the 2 seed outright by winning today. They're 7-3. And then with the highest point differential of all the 6 and 4s, Great Garchomp gets the 3 seed. Now, you might see in that point differential column, we've got a 9 for the Fairmont Flygon, the Mystic Magikarp, Pokemon Power, and the Harper's Ferry Haunter. Let me take your attention to just below the standings. We've got this area that says tiebreakers. First one's point differential. Well, they all have 9. Next is head-to-head. Now, it's usually purposed in the sense of, like, who won in the matchup between Flygon and Magikarp. But since we had 4-way tie, I had to go through all of them. Nobody went 3-0 against everybody. Magikarp and Flygon both went 2-1 against the group. So they were higher up. With Power and Haunter going 1-2 in the group. Point differential amongst those matches, the Flygon were the highest. So not only did the Flygon win the head-to-head with the Magikarp, but in that grouping, the Flygon had a +5 against the Magikarp, Power, and Haunter. Magikarp was next with a +2 in those matchups. Of the teams that were 1-2, the Power beat the Haunter head-to-head. So they got the nod, since head-to-head comes before head-to-head point differential. If the point differential, like if they would have played twice and gone 1-1 against each other, Power would have lost by 1 on the the head-to-head point differential. But since I realize that I've got an A and a D wrong there in head. It should say head-to-head. It says head-at-a-head, or heat-at-a-head. But anyway, the head-to-head goes in the Power's favor, so they get the 6 seed. Harper's Ferry Haunter will get the 7 seed. We'll go through the playoff bracket here in just a second. Updated statistics. Fairmont Flygon didn't play, so nothing changed for them. Nightmare. Garchomp's up top. Blaziken's second with 11 now. For Nightmare, Garchomp. Uxie had a sweep and is looking as terrifying as Cresselia is. Power, Tyranitar had a sweep and is now a top dog. Squirtle Squad, Blastoise is their most efficient. It's 6 knockouts with 1 feint. Appropriate that the Squirtle Squad's being led by Blastoise. Harper's Ferry Haunter, Latios now at the top. Today, the best ratio still goes to Registeel, but Latios having the most knockouts now. Captain Spearo's crew finishes the season with Pelipper having the most knockouts for it. Crawdaunt did not play at all. Smooch 'em or lose 'em. Jinx finishes as their leader. Shuckle Squad, their leader is Zapdos, who is still going to be an MVP candidate on the season. I don't know if it'll hurt it that it didn't make the playoffs, but as far as a sheer numbers standpoint, it is an MVP candidate. Mystic Magikarp Galarian Moltres gets to the top after its stellar performance today. And for Farfetch'd, Lopunny finishes as the top dog for that team. A reminder to the teams that were eliminated that you will get a vote for the MVP this season, as well as for the best team cheerleader. So I'm going to explain the awards here first before we do anything else. MVP, pretty simple. Who do you think it was the best Pokemon this year in the league? In the past, from Pokemon Stadium, we had Kadabra, Staryu, and Tentacruel, and Gengar. From the Swish League last year, Cresselia. Finals MVP is which Pokemon does best in the finals. So that one will be determined once we know who's in the finals, of course. Knockout leader is just statistics. Right now, the knockout leader, who has the most knockouts? Let's see, Zapdos with 10. Tyranitar with 10. Cresselia and Garchomp are tied at 13 apiece for that title right now. We have had ties before, as you can see, in 2023 and 2024. Most games played. What Pokemon was used the most by somebody? Let's see, Zapdos with 9. We might have a hard time beating 9. That might be a winner. Right now, it would be Zapdos with 9 appearances, but there are playoff matches to go, so we'll see how that goes. Most useless is someone that we used to have this in the team cheerleader as like the same award almost. What the difference is here, most useless is a Pokemon that did absolutely nothing with its time. For example, do we have a Pokemon that just really sucked this year? Okay. Captain Spearow's crew. Lombre, 7 appearances, no knockouts, 7 faints. So that could qualify as most useless Pokemon. Best cheerleader, the idea is a Pokemon that didn't do anything but cheer. So like Ivysaur for Farfetch'd Gardening Club. Chinchou for Smoochum or Lose'em. Crawdaunt for Captain Spearow's crew. So Abomasnow for the power. Like, they're Pokemon that just were not used. They weren't bad per se, but they just weren't used much. Now to break down the bracket. There is our lovely bracket. Nightmare getting that free pass to the Final Four. We have the Fairmont Flygon playing the Mystic Magikarp, which is a typo there. That should be a G. I don't know why it's got an H there. Granted, they are by each other on the keyboard. I will correct that, of course, in post. Those two teams will play each other to see who moves on to play Nightmare, which means that, unfortunately, for Magikarp and I, we automatically have the hardest route to the championship. Like, regardless of who wins, we have to beat the 1 seed to get to the championship. So we have the most difficult route to get there. Great Garchomp earning the 3 spot will play the Pokemon Power in the 6, so one of them will advance to the Final Four. And the Squirtle Squad, who earned the 2 spot, will play the Harper's Ferry Haunter in the 7 spot to see who moves on to the Final Four. Fun fact, without revealing too much about the owners, some interesting matchups here. In the 4-5 matchup, that is myself against a coworker. So somebody from our work will be moving on to the Final Four. The 3-6 matchup is a family matchup, and the 2-7 matchup is a family matchup amongst family members. So, well, it's in a sense some rivalry games here in the first round. Some interesting games in the first round. Again, I've got it in bold and in a square at the bottom here. The rules for the playoffs are that we do 2 matches, so not quite a true best of 3, but we do 2 matches. If it's sort of, I guess this year it is a best of 3, if you want to look at it that way. So the way that it is played out, the 2 teams will submit a lineup like they do every week. The first 2 matches will be that lineup. So we'd use lineup A in the first match where I'm the home team, and then we'd use lineup A again in the second match where Magikarp is the home team. If the results are a 1-1 tie, the third match will be using the benches. So each team has 10 Pokemon. The first 2 matches will be with 5. The third match would be with the remaining 5. So that's how that's going to go. If the teams force a 1-1, the third game will be bench versus bench. Whereas last year and the previous year, if it was a 1-1 tie, we did point differential for who moved on. And so we're trying this year. If it sucks, we might go back to point differential in the future. But it was an overwhelming decision when I gauged everyone's interest that we have a third battle instead of just doing points. So that's how things look for our upcoming playoffs. If you guys liked what you saw here today, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube nonsense. And I'll see you next time with our first round of the playoffs for 2026. Congrats to everyone that made it. And congrats to those that didn't make it but had a good year. I look forward to all of you, if not at least most of you, returning next year. Again, I'll see you guys next time with round 1 of the playoffs. Bye-bye.